All right, welcome to Kineo Totara office hours. My name is Alex Carrick. I am one of the platforms consultants at Kineo, who really focuses on training and implementing Totara for clients across the world. And this is office hours, where we choose a specific topic, talk about the topic for a little bit, and then hang out and answer any questions that people might have regarding the topic itself, or maybe regarding something completely different. So today we are talking about the V12 catalog. So the catalog has gone through a lot of changes in version 12. It's completely new. And before jumping into what is completely new, I thought it's probably worthwhile to go through and let people know, since people tend to be on different versions and be in different upgrade schedules, kind of how we got to this point, or what the catalog has looked like a little bit in the past. So I wanted to start off with the category-based catalog. This is from what I dubbed as Inception to version 2.5 of Totara. You'll see that it looks a lot like a category page. It's a lot of drop downs. It's a lot of categories, subcategories, with only one real place to search for courses. So not information intensive, not super user friendly, but it more is an expanded file structure. We then went ahead and in version 2.6 was the debut of the enhanced catalog. This is probably what most people are used to. What the enhanced catalog did is you were still able to search by different search terms, but what the catalog did is it made it its own report source. So you could configure your catalog to have different columns. You could sort it in a certain way. You could add filters. There's a lot of different things that you're able to do within the catalog, but it still had some limitations. So that's why in version 12, we are moving to what is now going to be known as the grid catalog. So if I go on a version 12 site, I'm going to click Find Learning up here at the top, and you'll see that we are met with a grid of different things. So the main points of the catalog are still the same. You'll still see that you have filters along the side. You do have a basic field that you can kind of serve as your primary divider. This is configurable, so it doesn't necessarily need to be activity type. You know, it could be category, it could be another course custom field, but that's kind of the primary filtering mechanism, along with the side filters. And along that, you'll see that we still have the search bar, and the search bar is going to search for the course name, the course short name, the course summary, the tags, and any text-based course custom fields. One thing I really like, and I'll show you what this looks like as a user actually. So let me bring this over. So if I'm a user and I go to my Find Learning, you'll see here that some of those admin functions float away. And we'll say I want to be in course 1. I'll tell you what all the different parts of this little tile are. But once I click into here, it's going to expand down. It's going to give me my course name. If there is a self-enrollment plugin on the course, that'll show, as well as the course description if you so choose. One thing that is nice is, as a user, if I click enroll, if there are multiple ways for a user to get in a course, they are taken to the enrollment options page. And you'll see that if I have 2 self-enrollment instances, so for example, if there was one self-enrollment to put people in as a learner, that would be available. If there was a second self-enrollment plugin that allowed people maybe with an enrollment key to be enrolled as instructors, or as if you do a lot of seminar activities, if there are people that are leading sessions, But essentially taken to the enrollment page, click enroll me, and you are then taken to your course. So now that we've done that as a user, I want to give you an idea of what all the things on this catalog you just saw. So when I go back to the presentation, I took a quick snapshot of what we have there in the grid with some call outs on what they actually are. And this is just one way to have the catalog configured. There's a lot of different ways. A lot of the different areas can be changed, or fields can be changed to whatever you would like. So I just wanted to show you what some of these things are. So you'll see that in the top left and bottom left, you'll see that the course icon is available in both of those spots. These can be the same, these can be different. You can hide these. It is what it is. The biggest change, obviously, from the old catalog is being able to have this course image. So there's a new field in all of the course details to upload an image. It is not the course summary files. It is a different field, a brand new field that will import that image into here. And I'll show you what that looks like in a little bit. You'll notice that you still have an at-a-glance progress bar if the user is enrolled in the course. So you can get a good readout as a user of exactly what is what you're already enrolled in and what you need to finish. The featured tag is a new feature that allows you to select a certain criteria. Maybe it's a certain tag or a certain course custom field, and mark those courses as featured. You also have the ability to do activity icons, which is fairly straightforward, and I think most people are used to that by now. You can pull in different course info. So for example, I chose language. If you're using a lot of different languages, you can pull from what the preferred language of the course is. And one factor that I neglected to mention on the last page when I was talking through as a user is that, where am I? Is that as a user, you have a few options. So this is our grid catalog, again, that you should be used to. This is the grid setup. You can also set it up in the list format, which is pretty much the same information. Again, all the same configurations, just arranged, in a vertical list as opposed to the grid. So that's your choice as an administrator or as an individual user. You also have the ability to decide how you want these sorted. So that is, if it's featured by default, that is going to be if you have a featured tag here, it's going to pull those courses to the top of the list. If it's alphabetical, they're going to be in alphabetical order. And if it's latest, that's going to be the most recently updated courses will be pulled to the top. Now, I realized as I was saying that, I said courses. And I realized one of the big benefits of this new grid catalog is that it's not just courses. You have your courses. You can also have programs and certifications all in the same catalog. So there's no switching back and forth. There's no getting confused. If you only use one or two of those and not all three, you can obviously turn off the others. But it does allow you to have a lot of different configurations for your catalog. And the looks are greatly improved from both the user and the administrative side of things. So as an administrator, when I come here to point out a few aspects, one thing that I really like for people that use programs and certifications a lot, you can create not only courses, but programs and certifications straight from the catalog page. So there's no need to navigate through the site admin menu to get there. You'll see the configure catalog button up here at the top right, and we'll dive into that in a second. And additionally, you'll see that there's this share button here at the top. So if you were to go through and create and set different filters on your catalog, if you were like, hey, I really like this set of filters, maybe I want to send it to someone else. Maybe if I'm an administrator, there's a certain way to have this filtered, maybe for, say, new employee orientation courses, or maybe if you're pushing courses on a specific topic. You'd then be able to click this share button and get a unique URL that you could either send to someone directly, or you could link elsewhere on the site. So if you were to create a block and say, hey, check out our latest courses, or hey, if you're a new employee, click this to go to your directed learning. It allows you to be more flexible in the catalog and really make users' lives a lot easier for the content that you want to display to them. So when it comes to configuration, which I'm sure you're all anxiously anticipating. So when we configure the catalog, this is no longer an embedded report. So that if you're used to the embedded report and you like the columns, it's a little bit different. So as we go through this top bar here, so the contents, like I mentioned, if you wanted to just show courses, if you want to show all of them, if you wanted to show just courses, this is where you would do it. When we go to general, this is where you are setting your general settings, giving people whether you want to choose that tile catalog or list catalog, how many items are loading. Browse menu is what that default drop down is going to show on the top left, and then featured learning, deciding if you want to have that featured tag on courses, and then exactly what is being pulled to designate what your courses are featured. So the template and the item tabs are very similar. The template is going to be how you want your tile here to look, what areas are around, and then the details, and then the items tab is going to be specifically what goes in there. So you'll see that you can have your images enabled. Hero data is going to be this region up here at the top. This can be an icon, this could be text. If you wanted to do your language in that type of area, if you wanted to display what your language is. If you do, say, CE credits, that would be a place if you wanted to show what your CE credits were there. There's a lot of different uses for that. Being able to, and you'll see, none text icon. Progress bar, like we talked about a little bit earlier, if you don't like that, you can disable it. And then you can go down here and see about the detail placeholders. So if you like to have more information on your tile, this is where you would set the additional text placeholders. Not necessarily what those placeholders are, but just giving your tile that extra space. Once we set those, we go to item. When we get to item, it's going to take those configurations from the templates page, and it's going to update our item tab. So you'll choose whether you want to show full name and short name. Again, you're able to set separate configurations for courses, certifications, and programs if you wanted to visually make them distinctive, so that people know exactly what they're looking at. You'll see being able to have, choosing course type or course icon, program icon. This description here with the language is what we had displayed right in the middle. And you'll see that you can put, availability, full name, short name, tags, time created. You can say whether you want the course icon or the activity icon, and you can do that for, again, all the learning types. On the details page, so this is what is shown when you click into an activity. This is going to be that details section of exactly what is shown. You'll see here that this is a really short area, but you are able to show the full name. Do you want to show the summary? And again, as you change things on the template, you'll see more or fewer options here. And then functionality that everyone should be familiar with at this point is going to be filters. Being able to choose exactly which filters you want to show here. If you want to change what they're called on the report, you want to change what order they're in, you want to add a new one, right? So CE credits, we can click save. And then when we go back to the catalog, we will see that these have updated with our number of CE credits. So that is the catalog in a nutshell. The last few notes that I want to show you is first when it comes into a course. If we go into a course here, this is just a demo course, so nothing too exciting. I want to show you exactly what this looks like as an admin when we go into the course administration menu, look at the settings, and we go down, 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 down to appearance. This is where our image is. So this is what you'd upload to show the image in the catalog. You are able to set default images. The last thing that I will say is maybe you are really tied to your catalog, maybe you just really like it, maybe you're not sure. There's a lot of different aspects as to why you may feel that way. But what I wanted to show you is that, and this, you can do this now in an earlier version, you won't have the grid option, but if you go into advanced features, you will see that you have the ability to choose catalog type. So in version 12, our grid catalog is our default, but you can go back to the enhanced catalog, which is the report, or the category catalog, which is the original format. Again, I want to thank you so much for attending today's office hours session. For those of you that maybe there's something that you think you really want to see in terms of what Taylor and I can do as a presentation, you can always let us know that via either email. There is a link in the training hub, and there should also be an area in the email sent out for this office hours session as well. So we're very happy to take suggestions on what might be helpful. And otherwise, I look forward to seeing you on an office hours session soon.